Mena, welcome back to my channel, or if this is the very first video that you're seeing of me, then welcome to my channel. Please be sure to hit the subscribe button down below if you haven't already. I post Monday through Saturday, and today in this video I'm going to talk about my top 10 things that frustrate me. Now, these are some things that personally frustrate me and drive me absolutely off the wall and stuff, and it really irritates the living daylight out of me. So for those who don't know, I have a learning disability, so I have a tendency to get easily irritated over little things, and I know it's kind of like stupid, but honestly that's how I am, is sometimes I get irritated over things. And I know there are some people out there that probably get as frustrated as I do and stuff, and please ignore the drilling if you can hear it. That's my we have somebody working on our living room downstairs. Anyway, so back to the story. So I'm going to talk about my top 10 frustrating things that frustrate me. So I did have a really frustrating morning this morning, because this morning I couldn't find my glasses and stuff like that, and I've been looking for them all morning and I haven't found them anywhere. So anyway, so I'm going to get started talking about all the things that frustrate me, and if you guys have any things that frustrate you, please let me know down in the comments below, because it's always like nice to hear if people get frustrated about the same things that I do, or if they don't get frustrated about the same things that I do. We're all different. I know we all handle frustration differently, and I know we all easily get frustrated sometimes, but it's just always nice to hear if people have similar frustrations like me, or if they don't have similar frustrations like me. So I'm going to get started. So number one on my list would have to be a pattern not working out. So this is one thing that really irritates me, is I love to knit, but I have a hard time knowing when to give up until I get super frustrated and tears run down my eyes. I was working on this pattern for my mom for Christmas, and it was going to be a paisley caplet, and I know paisley is probably a really hard pattern to make, and I was trying to do this caplet for my mom, and it wasn't turning out the way it wanted to, and I had to keep starting over like 10 times, and I was like to the point where, who cares, I just give up. And I finally broke down because I was so frustrated by how it wasn't working out, and I hate giving up so easily, especially on a hobby that I love, which is knitting. And I just don't know when to quit usually until I get frustrated. And I've had those moments where I've had to start over on a pattern and then do it again, start over, do it again, start over, do it again, and I was able to accomplish it, but this time I just gave up because it was too hard, which I hate doing, but there are moments where you go, I'm defeated. Number two on my list had to be passwords not working. Now, this happened to me a few times when it came to several of my email account. One time I went to log into my email account on my other computer so I could get a return label from Amazon. But when I went to log my password in, my password didn't work, and I'm like, this is weird. And then I accidentally logged out of my email account, and I went to get back in, but it wouldn't let me back in. And then I tried logging in with tried changing my password and logging in, but the change password didn't work. And then I had to wait till my mom got home, and my mom helped me log into my account, and we logged me in, and she was able to get in on my email account, and I was like, oh, because she used my password that I used before, and it turned out I must have typed in my password wrong and stuff. And I have had those moments where I'm able to solve them. I accidentally logged out of my Amazon account, but then I tried to log back in with my original password. It didn't. Excuse me. Sorry, that was just Facebook. Anyway, sorry. Sorry about that. I was able to log into my password. I was able to log in with a fake password or something for my Amazon account. And I did solve that problem. So I do get frustrated when some of my passwords I use for sites that need passwords don't work, and sometimes if I'm logged in for so long, I think I forget them. I'm sure everybody's had those moments where they've been logged in for an account for so long that it didn't work. I had to reset my Facebook password because I forgot my Facebook password because I had to change it a couple years ago, and I had been logged in for so long that I forgot my password. Number 3 on my list would have to be but I was able to fix it. Number 3 on my list would have to be losing things. Now, I'm sure a lot of people get frustrated when they lose things, like things that are so important, like their like wallet, their cell phone, and blah, 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 blah. This absolutely drives me crazy. It puts me on the verge of tears because, like, those things are so important to me because I need them for certain things, like my money, or if I need to call my mom, or if I need to see things. Like, for those who don't know, I wear glasses. Like, I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen me with it, without, and with my glasses on. I don't usually wear them when I'm filming because they have a distracting lens flare, on my glasses, which I think is very annoying. But I really hate losing things. It literally drives me crazy because, like, I have so many important things, and some of the stuff I lose is, like, very expensive to replace. Like my glasses, for instance. I couldn't find my glasses this morning. Like, I ran all over my house looking for them, and I couldn't find them anywhere, and I still haven't found them, and I don't know where I could have left them. Like, I called the bus I was on yesterday. They didn't have them, and I ran over my house looking for them, and I don't even know where I could have left them. So hopefully they turn out. Number 4 on my list would have to be recipes not turning out right. Now, this happens to me quite a lot when I'm baking or if I'm cooking. It's like when I'm following a recipe exactly the way it is and it's not turning the way it's supposed to, I just, like, go, who cares? I'm just going to do it this way, blah, 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 blah. And it's, like, super confusing because sometimes I will easily get frustrated that I, like, give up and just do it my own way because, like, it's just, like, following it the certain way is just not working out for me. So I just like to think... So I sometimes screw up the recipe, but sometimes it turns out right, sometimes it turns out wrong, but still, at least I try it. Number 5 on my list have to be buses being late. Now, this happens to me quite a lot in the mornings on Fridays. It's like my bus is usually late every Friday, and I'm always late, and I'm almost late for my volunteering on Fridays because the bus is always late because, like, either people are taking forever to get on, people are taking forever to get off, people are taking forever to pay and stuff, and it really drives me crazy. Like, one morning my bus was super late. It didn't show up until, like, probably, like, almost, like, 9. So the reason why it didn't show up until almost 9 is because my bus broke down. My original bus broke down, so I had to take another bus in order to get there. And I told the bus driver, I don't care what time you get me there, just get me there. Because I was already late. It drives me crazy whenever I'm late. Like, because I hate being late. Number 6 on my list would have to be not having enough money for the bus. Like, one morning, I went to go volunteer, but I didn't have any money for the bus, and this was at the time before I got a disabled senior pass, and then I had to call in sick that day because I couldn't get a ride because my brother was sick, and it drove me crazy. I remember, like, a couple days, it took me almost a week to remember to refill my bus pass because my bus pass had no money on it, and it was super irritating because I felt bad because I had to get a free ride from the bus for a few days. Okay, some buses you can ride for free, but my bus I can't ride for free. So I have to sometimes go to my local Walgreens in order to, like, refill my bus pass. Number 7 on my list had to be being late. Now, this is one of my biggest pet peeves is if I'm late, it drives me absolutely crazy because I hate being late because that's not fair to everybody else, including my coworkers, if I'm late, because then they have to wait for me. It really is irritating and stuff, and then my whole group has to wait for me. It's really bothersome for me, and even bothersome, and it makes everybody irritated at me and makes me feel bad. Number 8 on my list had to be things breaking. Now, this is one thing that bothers my mom, too. It's like if something breaks, like, it drives us crazy because, like, what if our shower breaks? It doesn't work. Like, it drives us crazy. If our bathroom toilet breaks, it drives us crazy. I remember, like, one time we were having a graduation party, our plumbing was messed up, so we had to, like, put notes saying people had to throw their toilet paper in the garbage. I know that's kind of gross, but it's just like our plumbing was messed up at the time, so we had to, and then it sucked because that was the weekend of my brother and sister's graduation party, and then we were, like, super irritated because, like, it just drives me and my mom crazy when things don't work, especially our oven. I remember one time our oven was broken, we had to fix it. Number 9 on my list had to be my friend not listening. Now, some of my friends, when they're super frustrated with something, they don't listen. Like, I know because I'm that way too and stuff. Like, I go, oh, you could do this, blah, 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 blah. They're like, yeah, but it won't work, blah, 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 blah. And then, like, trying to help them out, but they're not listening and stuff. And I know it's super frustrating. I'm sure everybody gets those moments, like, when their friends don't listen and you're trying to give them advice. But my friends, all my friends are really good listeners, just so you guys know. But sometimes when they get frustrated, they just don't listen very well. It drives me crazy and stuff. So, yeah. But most of my friends are really, really good listeners But sometimes when they're frustrated or if they don't want to work with somebody, they just go, oh, it's not going to work. I'm like, just try it. It doesn't work. And they're like, oh, it's not going to work. Number 10 on my list had to be forgetting things. Now, this is one of my biggest things that also irritates me is, like, I easily will forget things. Like, I'll forget my wallet. I have to run back in the house. I'll forget my phone. I have to run back in the house. I'll forget my backpack. I have to run back in the house. Like, this is one thing that literally drives me crazy because I'm trying to leave for somewhere, and my mom does the same thing sometimes, too. Is like, it's kind of funny the way she does it. Is, like, she'll walk back in the house, like, a couple of times because she'll forget her lunch or her glasses or something. Like, I forget things, too. Is I think that's where I get it from is my mom, is because, like, whenever I'm leaving, I'll forget either my phone, have to go back in the house, I'll forget my wallet, have to go back in the house, and, like, it literally drives me crazy because I'm trying to get ready to leave for work, and it drives my mom crazy too. So, yeah, I think I just get it from her. Okay, so those are my top 10 things that frustrate me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I post Monday through Saturday, and I'll see you in another video soon. Bye!